We've been planting trees together since the late 80s, me since 2005, and since then we've planted over 13,000 street trees across the city. We plant about 500 trees a year. We prepare the planting sites. We'll saw cut pavement, remove the soil, replace with new topsoil. I tag all the trees at the nursery, we bring them, and then you help plant them. And we think it's better for the residents of Providence to take part in the actual planting of the trees, because we just tend to value them more if you have sort of a stake in the tree's existence. And the aftercare is really important, especially in the first year. It over and give the container just sort of a gentle kick to loosen it. Then you kind of put your toe against the container, and on 3 we'll give it a tug. 1, 2, 3. Where the trunk meets the top of the roots, it flares out. That's called the root flare. The perfect example is right behind us. You can see how the bottom of the tree flares out. And that should be right at grade, not buried below the soil. And if you see a tree going into the ground just like a pole, you know that the roots are too far down in the soil. They're not getting enough air and water. Roots can grow up around the base of the tree and choke it at the base. So it's really important to expose that root flare and plant that at the surrounding grade to give the tree, a good start and hopefully live 100 years or however long the tree's going to live. So a lot of the trees that we plant, almost all of them, are cultivars, and they're grafted onto other rootstock. And when they do that, it makes a swelling. You can kind of see that here. That graft union, that's not the root flare. That graft union needs to be above the soil. It's kind of feels like
the fake out root flare. Really, anything that is growing around the base above the root flare, you can cut that off. Anything that's really matted and gnarled and not growing out, you can cut it off.
You lay a shovel across the top. May I borrow your shovel?
Yeah.
And then kind of measure against where the root flare is. This one's pretty shallow. And you need to add a little more soil in. Just keep that there. So we've got the root flare exposed, the soil at the right level. We're going to move the tree in. Try not to lift the tree just by lifting it by the trunk, because that can damage some of the roots. You just kind of put one hand below, lift, put it in.
We want to make sure these trees are going straight up and down in the home. So once we plunk it in, we sort of want to let it go, see where it falls. Not quite right. Tamp a little bit of soil underneath the side that's falling down. And then have somebody site it from both sides.
So, next step is to fill the hole halfway. To firm it in so that the tree's not going to settle. Nice and good. Make sure it's still straight up and down, and then finish backfilling. And with the excess soil, we'll create a well around the tree, a berm, especially on the curb side, because generally the sidewalks pitch down a little bit. And then so when the tree's watered, it'll hold the water above the root system.
All that watering you guys are going to be doing, we want to not go to waste and run into the street. We want to go right into the roots.